Do you know what to do when your patient feels sick or when you notice something isn't right? Reporting problems to the agency is an important part of our job. When should we report a problem? If you notice a problem that immediately puts the patient's life or health in danger, follow emergency protocols and dial 911. There are 3 types of changes in the patient condition. 1. Physical changes. This is a change that affects the physical body. For example, you observe that George is going to the bathroom less than usual today, or that he is coughing a lot lately.
I just can't seem to shift this cough, dear.
Another type of change that you might see is 2. Cognitive changes. These are changes that affect a patient's memory, judgment, or other cognitive functions of the brain. For example, you might notice that George is more confused today. Usually, he loves reading after lunch with his caregiver, and he looks forward to it. But today, something seems different. Usually, you bring a book to him for your daily reading session. But George may be acting confused and not recall your daily routine.
A book? I haven't read a book in years.
This is known as acute or sudden confusion and should be reported. The last type of changes are 3. Emotional changes. This is a change that affects the patient's emotional or mental health. Let's consider an example. If George was normally quite the jokester and suddenly seemed sad or depressed, this would be an emotional change. You would notice that change pretty quickly since you care for George daily and know his mood. When you notice any change in your patient's condition, you should report it to your agency. Tell the nurse or coordinator what you observed and how it is different than before. For example, you may say, "I noticed that George was crying a lot today. He said he was feeling lonely and sad. This is an unusual and new change for his mood." In conclusion, patients can show changes in their cognitive, physical, or emotional health. When you observe these changes, report them immediately to your agency.